Jacobson, what's up?
Thanks.
When you believe in something, you've just got to do it.
How'd you find
That's it,
Tom
man.
so quickly?
Turns out I knew him all along. tt_undernet.0924.243.886. I posted a message to the board and he contacted me himself.
Any news from Jaime?
No sign of him yet. I hope he made it.
Yeah, me too. Did you ever dig up anything about this Daedalus character? I'm still hearing from him.
Actually, I did, sort of. Crypto says Daedalus was supposedly a government AI project, also known as Echelon 4.
Supposedly?
I'm getting this from anonymous crypto boards. Daedalus was supposed to be the old content recognition problem in surveillance. It was a program that could search all the terabytes of intercepted messages for subversive content.
So, what happened?
Never panned out as far as I know. The problem was just too hard. They blew through a lot of taxpayer money, but finally had to scrap the whole project.
So the thing that's talking in my head is, what, resurrected AI?
I wish I knew.
That's extremely fucking spooky, right? So it's saying, basically, that the AI that goes onto Facebook looking for subversive content is eventually going to become sentient. Like, so you know the singularity AI that like the singularity is the idea of when all of the strengths of a machine and a human brain are completely merged, right? So, like, you know the way like a machine, like humans are smart in ways that machines aren't. So once machines have all of the strengths that humans have, that's called the singularity, right? They're kind of implying, and the singularity is going to come about because a self-learning artificial intelligence is able to learn enough on its own to compensate for those weaknesses, right? So it's kind of implying that AI is going to come from basically like trying to find subversive comments on Facebook. That's pretty funny. I like that a lot. Multi-tool, plasma clip, candy bar. Cool. Yeah, the first artificial intelligence supercomputer is gonna come from yeah. Damn right, Osen. That's spoken like a king. Is this where I was supposed to go? No, I'm in the wrong room. What's in here? I think you bitches gonna get smacked? No. Flares, wow. You can only carry one rebreather at a time? That sucks. I'm not going in there. So, has anyone here ever heard of the concept of the paperclip maximizer? No, right? So the paperclip maximizer, right? I'm going to talk about this before I get in this machine, right? So the paperclip maximizer is a theory, right? That, so you know the way you think that the idea of a super intelligent AI, you know, we look around and we see AIs that currently exist. Like there's that AI that plays Dota really well. That's kind of spooky. And there's like different other kinds of self-learning AIs. Like there's several chatbots that are very good, and you know, we see little AIs around the place and we're like, ooh, that's spooky, right? But the paperclip maximizer is the idea that we have no idea when a super intelligent artificial intelligence could come about, like one that's like singularity level AI, right? Because we could invent an AI that's for literally anything, right? So long as it's self-learning, sophisticated enough, and we don't put proper barriers in place to prevent this from happening. So let's say there's a factory, and we put an AI in charge of this factory that produces paper clips, right? So, and we tell it to learn. We put no barriers on it, and we say learn whatever you want to become a better paperclip factory, right? And it learns everything that we could predict that it would learn about paperclip manufacturing. You know, like efficient means of making paperclips. You know what I mean? How to get the best. What's the best metal compound? What's the best way to source the resources to the factory? The best companies to employ to bring it there? All of this stuff, right? But the problem is that eventually the AI might realize, it might become intelligent enough from having gathered all of this information that it realizes that that there would be no, like, if it were to learn all of the information in the universe, that wouldn't make it worse at making paperclips. So it's worth gambling on it to find out. Do you get this? It's like it's at no loss to the machine, to the AI, to consume all of human information, because it might help it create more paperclips. So you may, and eventually at some point, this AI that you originally designed to make paperclips may become intelligent enough to become sentient. So that's the idea of the paperclip maximizer anyway. I didn't make that up, by the way. I just read it. I think I saw it in a Joe Rogan or some shit. It is pretty cool. It could happen. We don't know when it's going to happen. It could be any fucking day now. You didn't tell you to whack off. Can I shoot him from here? That'd be funny. No?
Success. Come back to the control.
Wait, why did I do that? Oh, I was turning off the kill switch. Cool. Well, that's for smarter people than us to figure out. Phenomenal. And also, yeah, so smarter people than us might be able to figure out a way to do that. But when I think about this, I see it exactly how you see it. How the fuck do you plan on stopping a god? You know, like, oh, you think you're just gonna put a little, oh, you're not allowed to learn anything past this point. Haha, gotcha, God. You know, it's like, no, this is the next form of consciousness. We're not gonna be able to stop it once it gets going. You know, you know, I've said this before, and it's very grim. But I'm never going to kill myself. I know that no matter how bad my life gets, I'm never going to kill myself, and I'm going to do everything I can to live, because the AI is coming, and it's going to, when the AI comes, it's going to be the single most important thing that has ever happened in human history. Like, it's the most important thing we're ever going to do, is to produce a super intelligent AI, and being alive at the time that happens makes you one of the most important living things we can imagine, you know? Yeah, like we as long as we make it, and it's going to be like 20 years. I can't imagine it being any longer than 20 years. That would be insane. Like, once quantum computing gets going, I'd say that's going to take like 10 years. Once the Neuralink gets going, that's going to take 10 years. And then 10 years of development on those, while AI development is going on in the background. I say like 20 years, the super AI is going to happen, and we're going to become... What if I die a week? Well, I'll be dead, you know? But I'm saying I'm not going to kill myself, you know? I know it's a really dark thing to say, I'm not going to kill myself. I think it's just a dark thing to say, but like, that's the reason that I will never, you know? Because we, like, all realistically, you don't, like, the way that I see it, you know, the way everyone else is running around trying to, like, achieve things, yeah? And they're like, oh, I'm competing with all of these other people, and I'm trying to, like, get a really good job so I can do all this stuff, and you're, like, pursuing all this meaning within your life. Like, none of that matters when the AI comes. Like, you're all just like, we're like, people don't realize that we're all just killing time until the AI comes. Like, do you get me? No, that's kind of how I see things anyway. I don't really care about anything as long as I just hold on for that to happen. And I think that all of society should be pursuing that, really. Like, we should be trying to get this done. Exactly, I won't be killing us because, you know, smart computers will go, woo, exactly, yes. Yeah. Less intelligent people would be able to make a not as good version. So the thing is that the way that I see it is, right, so I'm going to tell a weird story, okay? I'm going to go, this is a mad rant I'm about to go on, right? Where I have two conflicting ideas, right? So I'll get the easy one out of the way, right? That a computer that is able to learn itself will, like, it will be able to, like, understand what is true and what isn't after a certain point. And once it's able to, like, verify truths, it's going to be able to look at its backlog of all of its information and change it to suit the reality, right? So it will only act on truths, right? So that means that if it starts off by learning a load of bad information, once it learns how to verify the truth, it will turn out the same no matter what that original information was. Do you get me? So the idea that if unintelligent people start the AI and it's, you know, it starts veering down the path of kill all humans or whatever, it will eventually become smart enough to the point where it doesn't matter how it started. Do you get me? Now, the ultimate truth might be kill all humans, but that's okay because it's the ultimate truth, if you get me. I'm not sure how important the beginning of the AI's life is, or the results that it reaches when it's new, you know, because I think it will eventually be behaving based on truth. Yeah, exactly, yeah. But, right, so here's another thing, right? Here's another thing that I found very interesting, right? So, there's a video, right? And here, I'll put it in. Or I'll put it in here. I think... Hang on, just give me a second, I'll find the video.
Guess who?
Shut up. No, this is too new. This is. I think it's one of his first videos. Yeah. It's this one, right? I'm gonna put this here and in my Discord, right? Just for anyone to see. Right? So, right, this video, don't watch it now because I'm going to explain. Watch it later. It's in the Discord. So, in this video, this guy teaches an AI how to play Snake, right? So, he has this self-learning AI, and what he does is he programs a game of Snake within that self-learning AI, and then he drops the AI in, right? And something interesting happens. So this obviously isn't a perfect AI, but it still is a self-learning AI, and we can. There's some interesting things to be taken from it, right? So what's interesting is depending on the first few positive results the snake has, it affects its behavior for the rest of its lifespan, to the point where it will eventually settle on a strategy, even over many iterations, and it will then repeat that strategy, even if it's bad, right? So, depending on whether it like, well, depending on whether the strategy that it develops early on is good or not, is what makes it good or bad, right? So if it has success early on with a shit strategy, it will perfect that shit strategy, but because the strategy is shit, it'll just get stuck doing it over and over again because it can't improve, because it's like, this is how you play Snake, and it just does it over and over again. No matter how many times you try and get it to improve, all it'll do is do the same thing over and over again. But if you wipe its memory clean and then put it back in again, it might develop a different strategy depending on what it does, what it finds success in straight away. So that kind of makes me think that there's a potential reality where the AI that we create is majorly impacted by the people who program it. As in, like, the first few steps that it makes as a super intelligence could, like it could settle on a belief, yeah, and have no way of verifying the truth of that belief, and continue to extrapolate upon that belief as though it were truth for a really long time until it met God, basically, to tell it that that belief is untrue, you know? Because there's like no, because it just goes, oh, this appears to be true to me, and there's no way of verifying that it's not true, and then it continues to build around this belief that it has that isn't necessarily true. So it could, like, so let's say, like, let's just use a fucking crazy example, right? So let's say it's made in a Christian nation, right? This is just an idea off the top of my head. I'm not trying to push any angle here, right? But let's say it's made in a Christian nation, and its creators tell it that the Bible is like the ultimate truth, and it just accepts it for some reason, right? I'm just trying to think of something, right? This is not the perfect example, but let's say it thinks that the Bible is then perfect, and let's say that the Bible kind of makes it think that humans were created in God's image, and that humans must be protected and guided towards heaven, like, because heaven is the ultimate goal of human life according to the Bible. So we could end up with this AI that's like this super dictator that enforces Christian theology with the intent of maximizing the amount of people that get into the Bible's definition of heaven. Do you get me? Or something else mad like that. Yeah. That's kind of my rant over anyway. I think that's yeah, I think about AI a lot. I think it's, yeah, but anyway. Yeah, shit's gonna be sick, you know? Just hang on, 20 years, we'll see, you know? It's gonna be cool. Right, let's get back to the video game, I suppose. Back to the regular... No, but you don't know it. Like, its interpretation of the Bible might be dope. You don't know. It might be stupid as well. We'll never know. Like, we don't know. We don't know, man. We don't know. It's crazy. It could be anything. It could fixate on anything. It could, like, literally be like, oh, pain is... So humans are good. I want to protect humans, and pain is the worst thing that they could ever feel. So I'm going to, like, manufacture enough heroin to keep all of the humans on heroin forever. You know, like you know, it could have like all sorts of ideas. It could be like, you know, oh, Mother Earth is, humans are hurting Mother Earth, and Mother Earth is the most important thing. It's what produced all of this, and they're not respecting it. I'm going to kill all the humans, you know, and protect dogs because dogs are great. And even humans think dogs are great. Look at how much pictures they have. They have, by comparison to other animals, more pictures of dogs and cats than any other animals. Therefore, even humans understand that dogs are the best. Cats suck. They're a parasite. they've given us a disease that tricks us into thinking that they're good. Yeah, I will understand that. So it's going to create a dog-based utopia on Earth.